It's time to answer some questions. My name is Midnight Strike 3625, and in this video I will be answering all of your questions that you had for me in the Q&A video that I posted last Friday. That is now gone, and this will be taking its place where I answer every single one of your questions that you posted, or at least the majority of them, because there were a few that I was just like, you know what, I'll just answer those in an inbox, and you guys know which ones those are. I just left a little comment. But anyways, the first up is an individual whom I've had contact with for a really long time, commented when I did some reviews on my old channel. Really cool guy. He's been really supportive. Has a few videos of his own, actually a lot of videos, lots of content of Metal Gear Solid, and his name is Louis540X. Louis540X says, have you ever considered making another channel just for reviewing video games, talking about news, etc.? Well, to answer your question, I actually do a lot of game reviews and stuff in my playlists, such as Versus, Reviews Classics, and even my just new reviews. And with that, I actually have a lot of updates, and in a few of my update videos, I allude to what I'm going to be reviewing next, and through that, I guess maybe you guys should, be in the know of what's going on, what's coming out, I guess. And maybe I will make a few announcements on my Facebook page if, say, a new album's coming out, like Rise by Skillet. I actually, when I first found out about that, I posted on my Facebook, oh my gosh, new album by Skillet, Rise, oh my gosh, and stuff like that. So I've been posting on my Tumblr for a really long time for like what I want to do, what videos I'm going to make next, stuff like that, basically. But as far as making another channel goes, I don't really see that in the foreseeable future right now. If it's anything having to do with music and video games, I'll have it right here at Midnight Strike 3625. Would you consider recording gameplay, maybe doing a Let's Play or a walkthrough? As far as walkthroughs and Let's Plays go, probably not on this channel. As you asked before if I would get another channel, this would actually be a reason why I would, so I don't know. I want to keep this mainly about the reviews, focused on the reviews. My old channel was really cluttered. It was a cluttered mess, and it was just unorganized. I would post whatever I want, and I actually kind of want to keep the reins tight on this one. I actually want to have like a focus for this. So if I were to make a new channel, it would probably be for walkthroughs and Let's Plays, most likely Let's Plays. As for recorded gameplay, I actually do have a playlist called Gameplay Videos, where I just have a bunch of random games that I like to play, and most of them are for Game Boy Advance because I really don't know that much about recording, so about recording gameplay, of course. But I tried Cam Studio. It doesn't work really well on my computer, so but for Just Cause 2 actually just has a recording thing right in it, so that was really easy to upload. But that actually wasn't me playing. I just edited all the the title cards and stuff in there. It was actually my friend Nate, or BioNate or whatever. So yeah, as far as that goes, I would probably make another channel for it. And then the last question from Louis540X, would you consider being a part of a gaming-related website, whether it be a PlayStation fan site, Metal Gear Solid, etc.? And I mean writing content, administrating, etc., not just being a member. I've never really thought about it before. I've been a member of countless groups, forums, pages, posts, polls, stuff like that, for things that I like, most prominently Metal Gear Solid with MGSF, Metal Gear Solid Forum, for those of you who don't know what that stands for. But as for administration, I've been an admin on the Gen Zero page back when I was still a part of it, but the forums were kind of dead, so the guy just created it. So I was basically on spam duty the entire time, which, believe me, there was a lot of at the time. So yeah, I basically just did that. But as far as your question goes, I mean, sure, if I could find the time, sure, why not? So the next question is by a fan by the name of Mike Stout. So Mike asks, what's your favorite Sebastian Bach project? Skid Row, Bring Me Back, Last Hard Men, Frameshift, or Solo? Well, Mike, I think we can both agree on the fact that Skid Row absolutely sucks now. They chose the worst possible vocalist. Well, not the worst possible vocalist, but they chose one of the worst vocalists ever to replace Sebastian Bach, the legendary Sebastian Bach that got them on the board in the first place. They had Matt Fallon in there, who was in Anthrax prior to that, but they didn't really go anywhere with Matt Fallon. Then they got Sebastian Bach, and all, everything, top the charts, practically. So he was their winning ingredient. And now that that's missing, instead of playing sold out arenas, they're playing in bars with like 20 people. Now I read a comment on YouTube where they said, you know, we'd rather be playing in front of 10 people than be putting up with Sebastian Bach again. So I think that, you know, Skid Row are full of themselves, they're pretentious douchebags, they're pretty much washed up losers now, just struggling to maintain their relevance. So I'm going to have to go with Solo on that one. I love both Angel Down and Kicking and Screaming. Kicking and Screaming was kind of a curveball because of its drastic style change, but it was due to Nick Sterling, so I'll give it that much. I really liked it. I really liked the influence that he had on the album as a whole. So I kind of consider Sebastian Bach to be like a modern-day Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy was kicked out of Black Sabbath, and during the 80s and 90s, when Black Sabbath was struggling to maintain their notoriety, their relevance, Ozzy Osbourne was charting the top of the charts with songs like Crazy Train and Bark at the Moon. So, I mean, it's kind of like an in-your-face thing, and he eventually went back to them. And now, everyone is flocking back to Black Sabbath. I think the same thing might happen with Sebastian Bach and Skid Row, but doubtful. I mean, these days are kind of the times for reunions. Look at Van Halen, A Different Kind of Truth. That was a practical masterpiece on all levels, all accounts. So, you know, maybe sometime they'll get back together. But for now, I'm going to say Solo. The Rocker 213's questions are pretty straightforward, so I'll just answer them all at once. Question 1, what's your favorite Kiss album? Question 2, favorite album of all time? And question 3, do you play an instrument? And if you do, would you ever record any covers? I actually don't have a favorite Kiss album, to answer your question. I like a few of their songs off each and every album. I don't really like the full Kiss album. I'm not too big into Kiss. I do like Monster. I like mainly a few songs off that album too. Like I said in my review of it, it does have a few filler tracks, but favorite album, that's a really tough one. I don't know, maybe Destroyer or Dress to Kill, one of the popular ones. I don't know. Animalized, Lick It Up was pretty good too in their glam days in the 80s. So I don't know, I don't really have a favorite album, but I do like a lot of their songs off each one of their albums, if that really answers your question. As far as favorite album goes of all time, I don't really have one of those either. I just have, you know, some tops. You know, running off the top of my head, Master of Puppets, Slave to the Grind, Worship Music, Among the Living, Rust in Peace, Endgame, Peace Sells But Who's Buying, A Different Kind of Truth, Van Halen 1, Back in Black, Highway to Hell, Powerage, of course, you know, the ACDC Fix, stuff like that. But those ones are off the top of my head, and I'm hoping, oh yeah, Fall of Ideals, All That Remains, really good one, if you're into metalcore. But I'm really hoping to add Disarm the Descent to that list, if it's really that good. It's an upcoming album by Killswitch Engage. It looks so promising. I mean, In Due Time is one of my favorite songs all year practically, so look for my review when that comes up. Should be up this April, so sometime, basically. And as far as instruments are, I actually have this thing right here, guitar. My chair's creaking, I know. It's a really crappy guitar, not as bad as, say, First Act, but it's a Fender. It's a student guitar. I'm not really that good at guitar. I have recorded covers, and I posted them to my old channel, as, you know, Louis 540X probably knows, but I'm not that good, actually. I confess, I'm not that good. I play for fun. Don't really know that much about it, so simple, straightforward answer, no. I'm not going to record anything. I just play for fun. Next question is by another album reviewer, another metal reviewer of the community, and his name is Maidenslave. Maidenslave asks me, what is your favorite medium of entertainment? Music, video games, movies, books, or other? Well, that's actually a really good question. I would have said music a couple years ago, but I've actually gotten more and more into video games as of late. Just so many good games are coming out, and Metal Gear Solid kind of prompted into that, and I've been discovering a lot of classics for NES. I actually just bought Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES that I actually have down there. I think I'm going to do like a little video memorial thing for the NES or something like that sometime, because the NES is a kick-ass system, although not as much as the PS2. PS2 is still my favorite system, but I do have a lot of classics, and I really love video games, so I'm more of a gamer. to be honest. Not really much of a reader, but I do listen to a lot of music, but it's more just in my car. I love to blare metal, heavy metal, new music a lot, and it's really good. I love reviewing just tracks and albums and stuff like that, but for the most part, probably video games as far as my favorite form of just entertainment. But for something that I really get into, like emotionally, passionately, probably music for the most part. So, video games for the entertainment, and music more if I just want to just reflect on how I feel, basically. The emo answer, I guess. But, yeah. Thomas the Rockaholic 11, another metal reviewer, actually has 3 questions as well, which I'll answer individually. And the first one is, what is your favorite ACDC album? Well, that's easy. Porridge. It's bluesy, underrated, raw, and has awesome solo work, awesome guitar work, awesome vocals by Bon Scott. Favorite song off that album would probably be Riff Raff. I mean, for God's sakes, 3/4 of the song, or at least a quarter, is a freaking guitar solo. And just the entire album is just great from start to finish. Love it. If you ever get the chance, check it out. I'm probably going to do a review of it, so yeah. Favorite ACDC album, Porridge. 10 out of 10. Awesome. Do you play an instrument, and if you do, what? Well, I already answered this one, but hey, for the sake of sakes, it's right here. Guitar. And his last question, will you do any movie reviews? Well, short answer, no. Long answer, I really want to keep my channel as focused on music and video games as I possibly can. Like it says on my header on my main channel, music and game reviews. I want to have my main focus be on the newer reviews, just my The Reviews playlists. So, I don't know, maybe not anytime soon. Maybe like on an offshoot, maybe on like I was saying to Louis, maybe on like a second channel or something, which is more of like a randomized thing. But you know, I probably won't get into any of that though. No, I'll leave them to you, since you said you wanted to do a few film reviews, a couple book reviews. I mean, that sounds cool. I mean, more power to you on that. So good luck. And the Strong Boys 19 asked what I thought of this year's new Mayhem Festival lineup. I myself actually am not an avid concert goer. I wish I was, but I can't really find the time to go. I did, however, look into what the lineup was, and a few names popped in my head as really similar. Rob Zombie, Five Finger Death Punch, Children of Bodom. Children of Bodom, I only like maybe 1 or 2 songs by them. Not really so much into the whole techno screaming genre, but as for Rob Zombie, I actually really like him. I have Hellbilly Deluxe. I know it's probably the most overrated album by him, but I do like his work in White Zombie as well. He's good solo. White Zombie's good. It's Rob Zombie. He's just good. As for Five Finger Death Punch, not really a huge fan. I don't like their song Hard to See or their cover of Bad Company. Their screaming is pretty good, but they don't scream in either of those songs. So, not really a big Five Finger Death Punch fan. As for concert going, I really hope I get to go to one sometime, one of these days, but I haven't been to one yet. So, you know, as sad as that is, maybe one of these summers. I'm hoping to go this summer to something. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. So, that's all the questions I have, actually. So, for those of you who stuck around, I thank you. And for those of you whose questions I answered, who submitted questions, thank you as well. So, thank you to my subscribers and all of you guys. Much love. Love you guys. Thanks, fans. And this is Midnight Strike 3625. Keep calm and rock on. Thanks for the questions.